Meghan Trainor, the chart-topping artist known for her infectious pop anthems and empowering messages about body positivity and self-love, has recently shared a deeply personal shift in her daily routine that has caught the attention of fans and wellness enthusiasts alike. In a candid conversation that peels back the layers of her high-octane lifestyle, Trainor revealed the surprising reason behind her decision to swear off coffee entirely, a choice prompted not by willpower alone, but by an unexpected psychic insight delivered straight to her husband. This revelation isn't just about kicking a caffeine habit. It's a window into the singer's relentless drive, her vulnerability to burnout, and the profound ways in which external perspectives can catalyze life-altering changes. As Trainor navigates the demands of motherhood, music production, and public life, her story resonates as a modern cautionary tale about the hidden costs of using stimulants to fuel creativity and endurance. At the heart of Trainor's confession lies a moment of serendipity that feels almost scripted for one of her own songs. Picture this: her husband, Daryl Sabara, the actor best known for his breakout role in Spy Kids and now a steadfast partner in their blended family life, attends a psychic reading as a casual gift. Without ever laying eyes on Trainor, the psychic zeroes in on a detail so precise it borders on the uncanny. "Your wife is using coffee like speed," the psychic declares. "She's non-stop and it's not helping her, she's just crashing out." Sabara relays this bombshell to Trainor upon returning home, and in that instant something clicks. The words strike a chord deep within her, echoing the exhaustion she's been masking with endless lattes and espressos. It's as if a stranger has voiced the unspoken truth of her days, those blurred hours where caffeine becomes a crutch rather than a companion. For Trainor, coffee had long been more than a morning ritual. It was the invisible thread stitching together the fabric of her demanding schedule. As a performer who rose to fame with hits like "All About That Bass," her life is a whirlwind of studio sessions that stretch into the wee hours, promotional tours that crisscross continents, and the tender chaos of raising two young children with Sabara. Mornings would begin with a jolt of Java to shake off the fog of interrupted sleep, followed by mid-afternoon refills to power through rehearsals or writing blocks. By evening, another cup to fend off the slump, ensuring she could tuck the kids into bed before diving back into emails or lyric tweaks. This cycle, she admits, was her survival mechanism, a way to be steady amid the unpredictability of stardom. But beneath the buzz, a pattern emerged, the highs of hyperfocus giving way to devastating lows of irritability, fatigue, and an inability to unwind. Nights blurred into a restless haze, where she'd lie awake, mind racing, only to crash the next day in a deficit that no amount of green smoothies could fully repair. The psychic's words weren't just prophetic. They were a mirror reflecting Trainor's over-reliance on external boosts at the expense of her natural rhythms. "I was drinking it all day to just survive," she recounts, her voice carrying the weight of realization. This admission opens up a broader conversation about the seductive pull of coffee in our culture. That aromatic elixir promising productivity in a sip, yet often delivering a debt repaid in anxiety and adrenal fatigue. Trainor, ever the relatable storyteller, describes how she prided herself on her otherwise impeccable wellness routine: farm-to-table meals brimming with kale and quinoa, yoga flows that centered her spirit, and hikes that connected her to the earth. "I eat so healthy I work out," she puzzles aloud. "Why do I feel like this?" The answer, it turns out, was simpler and more insidious than she imagined. She was overworking herself, layering caffeine atop an already maxed-out engine, ignoring the subtle signals from her body screaming for rest. Quitting cold turkey was no small feat for someone whose days were caffeinated symphonies. Trainor likens the initial withdrawal to navigating a storm at sea, waves of headaches crashing in, moods swinging like pendulums, and an unfamiliar quiet settling over her afternoons. That first week was a tough odyssey, marked by moments of doubt where the siren call of a steaming mug nearly lured her back. Yet, in the haze of discomfort, glimmers of clarity began to emerge. Sleep deepened into restorative slumber, no longer fractured by artificial alertness. Energy levels stabilized, flowing from a wellspring within rather than borrowed from a bean. Even her creativity, that elusive muse she chases in the studio, felt unburdened, ideas bubbling up without the jittery edge of overstimulation. Life-changing, she deems it now, a pivot point that has reshaped not just her mornings, but her entire approach to balance. This shift comes at a pivotal juncture for Trainor, whose career continues to evolve with the release of her fifth album, Timeless, in 2024, a collection that pulses with themes of resilience and reinvention. Motherhood has amplified her introspection. With sons Riley, 3, and Barry, just 10 months old, she's acutely aware of modeling healthy habits for the little eyes watching her every move. Coffee, once a badge of her go-getter ethos, now symbolizes the very traps she hopes to spare her children: the glorification of grind over grace. In sharing this story, Trainor extends an olive branch to her audience, many of whom grapple with similar battles against burnout in an era of hustle porn and 24/7 connectivity. She doesn't preach perfection. Instead, she offers permission to pause, to listen to the whispers of intuition, whether they come from a psychic, a partner, or one's own weary reflection. Delving deeper into the science behind her choice underscores its wisdom. Caffeine, while a mild stimulant that blocks adenosine receptors to ward off drowsiness, exacts a toll on the adrenal glands over time, leading to elevated cortisol levels that mimic chronic stress. For someone like Trainor, whose sympathetic nervous system is perpetually revved by deadlines and spotlights, this can manifest as the crash she described, a hypoglycemic dip followed by compensatory cravings. Nutritionists often champion gradual tapering to mitigate symptoms, but Trainor's abrupt halt speaks to her all-or-nothing spirit, the same tenacity that propelled her from YouTube covers to Grammy glory. Post-quit, she's experimenting with herbal infusions, chamomile for calm, ginger for zing, and prioritizing micro-breaks, those 5-minute breaths between tasks that allow her nervous system to recalibrate. Fans have flooded social media with their own tales of ditching the daily brew, turning Trainor's vulnerability into a communal rite of passage. One commenter shares how swapping coffee for matcha eased their anxiety. Another credits decaf experiments with reclaiming evenings for family game nights. It's a ripple effect, illustrating how one artist's honesty can demystify the myth of endless energy, reminding us that true vitality springs from alignment, not acceleration. As Trainor eyes the holiday season, a time when eggnog lattes tempt even the resolute, her resolve stands as a beacon. She's not anti-coffee, she's pro-listening, pro-boundaries, pro the quiet power of saying,